I have a lot of hobbies, such as justice, painting, music, free fighting, and cars. Li Rubing was also a little worried. Her father was asking in such detail this time. If Wu Chen said something wrong, it would be over. Wu Chen continued, there are also guns. Li Maran asked in surprise, what, you know guns? Li Rubing was a little puzzled. Wu Chen's family background couldn't come into contact with guns. How could he make such a simple mistake? Wu Chen continued, yes, I was interested in guns when I was a child. When I grew up, I learned the basic principles of guns through the internet. I also found some blueprints of guns on the internet. After all, I studied computer science, but I rarely touched a gun. In my second year of college, I made a model gun myself. It was not made of metal, it was a gun made of wood. The structure and components were probably correct. I felt that I understood guns quite well. Li Rubing breathed a sigh of relief internally. Huyu, it seems that it's been reversed. What do you want to do this time? Are you deliberately making trouble for yourself? Li Maran rubbed his chin. Rutai, bring me the gun you have. Li Rutai hesitated and said, brother-in-law, this. Li Maran asked, Wu Chen, do you know this gun? Tell me. Wu Chen began to observe. Type 92, replacing Type 54 in 1994. It was approved for deployment and was divided into a police version and an army version. The police version has a locking bolt, while our RUTI's military version is a self-contained semi-automatic rifle with a smaller recoil and higher accuracy. Li Rubing was even more worried in her heart. What was Wu Chen doing? She knew that her father loved guns when he was in the army. He gave her father the impression that he had loved guns for many years. He used their common hobby to close the distance. No, this was not Wu Chen's personality. What did he want to do in the end? Wu Chen removed the gun's clip. This weight, if I'm not wrong, should be 6 bullets. The bullets began to fall to the table. Wu Chen said, 6 bullets, I guessed correctly. Li Rubing couldn't believe it. He used his hand to measure the weight of the gun and immediately determined the number of bullets in the gun. It must be that he was in frequent contact with guns. This Wu Chen wanted to blow himself up. Li Maran also secretly evaluated. This child wanted to blow himself up. This also meant that the previous excuses were overthrown. That's right, he was lying. This Wu Chen was a big problem. No, proving that he was a problem was his purpose. He must be an extraordinary person to be Li Rubing's boyfriend. He must be extraordinary to cause such a stir in Donghai. This reaction proved that his relationship with Li Rubing was real, but this created a big problem. A man with an unknown background, and even such a special family background, is in love with Li Rubing. In the end, what is his purpose? After some evaluation, Li Maran said, it seems that you is quite capable. Wu Chen smiled and said, it's so-so, otherwise, how could I have fallen in love with Rubing at first sight? Uncle, why don't we to talk in private? Li Rubing took Wu Chen's hand and said, talk in private. What do you have to say behind my back? Without waiting for Wu Chen to reply, Li Maran said, Rubing, take your brother out. Li Rubing said, I'm not going. What do you want to say bad about me? Am I not worthy of listening to it? Li Maran replied, who wants to talk to me in private is Wu Chen. What are you arguing with me for? Wu Chen held Li Rubing's hand and comforted her. Rubing, if you stay here, Uncle can't always care about your feelings. Then we'll have some difficult words to say, right? Li Rubing stood up. Yes, honey, listen to you. Seeing Li Rubing walk out, Li Rutoi also said, Dad, brother-in-law, you to talk, my sister and I will go out first. As soon as they went out, Li Rubing asked Li Rutoi, Rutoi, is there a camera in your room? Li Rutoi replied, yes, there is. Li Rubing said, let's go and watch, at the same time, in the room. Li Maran asked, Rubing is quite obedient to you. Wu Chen stood up, she always teaches my life, uncle, wait a minute. Wu Chen quickly removed Li Rutoi's hidden cameras. At the same time, in the surveillance room, Li Rubing looked at the screen. Rutoi, what's wrong with your camera? Li Rutoi could only reply, maybe I bought a fake. Don't panic, there are still a few left. Meanwhile, Wu Chen easily removed all the hidden cameras in the room. After removing the last hidden camera, Wu Chen said, "Okay, uncle, we can talk now." Before Wu Chen could finish speaking, Li Marin pointed the gun at his head. "Who are you? Why did you appear by my daughter's side?" In the surveillance room, Li Rubing asked Li Rutai in confusion. "RUTAA, there were images just now, but why are they gone now?" Li Rutai also said helplessly, "I don't know, sister." Meanwhile, in the private room, Wu Chen stood opposite Li Marin. "Truly a family. Rubing and Rutai also pointed guns at me like this at first. But I bet there are no bullets in the gun, uncle." Li Marin put the gun on the table. "Young man, you're quite courageous. To be honest, what's your purpose in dating my daughter?" Wu Chen just smiled and replied, "I like your daughter and want her to give birth to my children. Do you have a problem with that, uncle?" Li Marin thought to himself, saying this in front of me is the ultimate insult, but it also shows that he's not afraid of me. Li Marin said coldly, "Okay, let's not beat around the bush anymore, let's get to the point." Wu Chen also stopped being polite. "Uncle, I think you don't care about Rubing at all. You only care about the family's interests. You know very well about Ding Rulong's conduct, yet you forced Rubing to marry him. Aren't you afraid that one day, Rubing will get angry and shoot Ding Rulong to death?" Li Marin slapped the table in anger. "Young man, are you trying to teach me?" On the other side, Li Rubing was worried and paced back and forth. "This won't do. I have to find out what Wu Chen and my father are talking about. Rutai, let's go to the room behind their room." After arriving at the room, Li Rubing took a cup and covered it against the wall, trying to eavesdrop. "This should be behind the sofa they're sitting on, damn it. There's no sound at all." Li Rutai was a little helpless. "Sister, I used the best soundproof materials when decorating the place in the room." Wu Chen continued to speak. "Uncle, I just want to say that Ding Rulong is very stubborn and can't control his emotions. I don't think he'll live long, and neither will the Ding family. Do you still remember Tong Yuan Dao, uncle?" Li Marin replied, "He was a junior in our family. I heard that he accidentally drowned 10 years ago." "Why are you asking about him?" Wu Chen denied Li Marin's words. "He didn't drown, he was murdered." Li Marin was doubtful. "That's impossible. Tong family was half a step lower than Ding family. Even if they had killed him, they wouldn't have been able to avoid investigation. Why would Ding family harm a high school kid? There's no evidence and no logic." Wu Chen clicked on his phone. "Uncle, I didn't say that Ding family did it. I said that Ding Rulong did it." "Uncle, look, the motive is this woman, Lin Yuan Buxianyu. Her real name is He Shiken. She was pursued by many children from rich and powerful families, but she rejected them all. Just because she tutored Tong Yuan Dao, she became more intimate with Tong Yuan Dao. That's why Tong Yuan Dao died. Ding Rulong was so stubborn that he asked He Shiken to go out and kill Tong Yuan Dao in front of her. So He Shiken agreed to follow Ding Rulong out of fear. I've contacted her before. She really hates Ding Rulong. I'm sure she testified." Li Marin stood up and shouted, "What do you want to do?" Wu Chen said calmly, "Uncle, why are you so agitated? You must know what I want to do." Li Marin kept thinking to himself, Tong family has been rising in recent years. If this news is revealed all, it could lead to a great war between the major families. The Li family and Ding family have already formed an alliance. If something happens to Ding family, the Li family can't stand by. Wu Chen continued, "Among the Ding, Zun, Wei, and Tong families, the Zun family is the Li family's strongest ally. Rubing hasn't married Ding Rulong yet. The cooperation with Ding family can be changed. Am I right?" Only then did Li Marin understand. "I see. This kid was sent by someone else to break the alliance between the Li and Ding families." At this time, in the room, Li Rubing was holding an electric drill. She thought, drilling a hole to make the wall thinner. "Maybe I can hear something." Li Rutai quickly stopped her. "Sister, even if the soundproofing is good, the sound and vibration from drilling the wall will disturb your father and brother-in-law." Li Rubing asked, "Then what do you think I should do? I want to know what they're talking about." Li Rutai also replied helplessly, "Sister, I'm really out of ideas." Meanwhile, the atmosphere in the private room became more and more tense. Wu Chen explained, "Uncle, it's not what you think. I'm only worried about Rubing and your family. The Tong family is also a good choice now, right?